Yo, what's going on, world? It's your boy Poncho here. Welcome to the second episode of Scarlett's Ozical Podcast, here with our beautiful director, I was about to say cast member, director and videographer of the show, Matt and Scarlett. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great.
Doing good today.
Yeah.
How about you, John?
I'm excellent. I'm here. We're here in the building. Life is good. Can't complain. So the first thing I like to ask anyone that I interview is how they even got to be in the position they're in now. So we start with Scarlett. So you have been in the theater world for a long time.
A long time. My whole life. A long time.
How did? It's crazy because I already know this story too. It's gonna be funny to hear you say it again. But how did you even? Where did your interest in theater come from, and how did you get to step into the role as a director?
Okay, the journey started at 3 years old when I saw my first ballet.
Okay.
And I was like so blown away. I loved it so much, and I knew that I wanted to be a part of that. I got to go backstage and meet Anton Dolan, and he called me his little snowflake. So that really set me off.
There we go.
Yeah. So I started out at 7, taking class, dancing. Then from there, I went into teaching at 13 and performing.
You were teaching
locally.
at 13?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that's when I first started teaching. And
We out here.
I wanted everybody to have the passion I had, but they didn't.
I feel that. I feel that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then at 13, I was teaching, and I started working professionally actually at 13, doing local gigs and doing bus and truck up to northern Minnesota. That's where I'm from. And then at 18, I got hired to tour nationally with Peter Gennaro, which was fabulous. I love that. So I was still in my dancing career, and I'm moving along. And then I came off the road at one point, and I was in a car accident. So that really did a big number, changed me a lot. And I started looking at more creative ways. I got myself up to performance level again by dance exercises, which really, really helped me. But I got a major desire to create. I wanted to create. I was always second-guessing the director. And should I keep going?
Yeah, keep going.
Keep going.
We're not even. We just getting
Keep
started.
going.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go on forever. But okay, so that was the beginning of my choreography event. And of course, I was used to doing more like 5, 6, 7, 8, do just a timing thing. And the first piece I choreographed was on a modern dance company. And they're used to working a lot different than that. And so I had to learn a lot. I had to really back off and take a creative approach and not just 5, 6, 7, 8, do this, what I tell you to do. So that was the beginning of me really opening up as a creative. And then I went into, from directing, oh my goodness, then I went into having a studio. I had a studio in Minnesota.
Okay.
Started with 300 kids, or started with 6 kids, and I went to 300.
Nice.
Had a dance company, performing all over the place. We were doing great things, and then I started doing more, continued with the creative process. So I was running the studio, then I went to the Pueblo Ballet, and I was the artist in residence there, in and out of New York my whole life, in and out forever, and finally decided I really needed to come here and move here and be here, which I did. And the whole process was from teaching, or from student to teacher to director to artistic director of the company and doing shows, to producing, to managing. I managed tours all over the world. Actually, we toured in Italy and Ireland. I'm rolling my eyes. I'm trying to remember. So, I mean, it's huge.
Yeah.
You know, one of the funnest things I think was when we performed in the castles in Scotland and Ireland. That was really fun.
Yeah.
And then for me, just touring, when I first started touring, I loved being on the road. I loved it. Then, okay, what did I say? Then managing, and then finally producing. That's what I'm kind of doing now. And I've done administrative work. I've been managing director of Ballet Minnesota. That was quite an experience. I was traveling through there doing workshops, and that's where I was from. So I was in northern Minnesota, and they said, Scarlett, we just lost our managing director. Can you help us out? And they brought me in, and I became a managing director of this huge ballet company in school. And I was there for a couple of years and did a Nutcracker and got them on their feet again. And then came back to New York. I don't know. A lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff, long
Yeah.
journey.
And now here, moved to Peekskill from New York City.
That was like 2000, right?
Yeah, 2000.
Yeah.
I've been here 20 years. Can you
Wow.
believe
That's
that?
crazy.
20 years in Peekskill.
That couldn't be me. But I respect it.
Oh, yeah. But you know what brought me here was the Paramount. I went in and I saw that theater, and the acoustics were so incredible. And I'm just like, oh, my God, I want to be in this town. I wanted to come here and perform at that theater. And I did. We did. We did 4 shows. The last show there was The Wizard of Oz, and 4 shows and 2 encores sold out. 3 other shows before that, they were all sold out. So I got to do that. And then I worked at the high school as the director and
The
at
Peekskill
middle
High School?
Peekskill High School.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
All
And
right,
I
cool.
did stuff. I've done a lot of stuff. But Lincoln Center was really fun too when we did shows there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
yeah.
And then Mr. Matt. Well, I don't know your last name. I'm just going to call you Mr. Matt the whole interview.
Mr.
So-
Do
Matt.
you want me to say my whole name?
Nah, you're just Mr. Matt.
Mr. Matt.
My story is not going to be anywhere near as extravagant as your story, Scarlett. I was born in the Bronx, moved to Croton-on-Hudson when I was 3, and been in Croton since. Went to Croton Harmon High School.
They got some bomb restaurants in Croton.
Apparently, there's not too many, but they're okay.
Yeah. I wouldn't say bomb. They're like like Spark, not bomb. All right, continue.
So at the high school, they actually had this program that they had going on for a while called video production, and they had video production 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you can only do 4 if you did 1 starting in freshman year, because it'd be 1 each year. And basically it was in middle school when they were like, you can pick like an elective to take, and it interested me, and I took it. And a few years in, I was like, this is what I want to do for like college and like my life and stuff. So honestly, I have that program to thank. They got a grant to get like a production studio put in when I was like 2 years into the program. So I actually got to see them set up the whole studio. So, and not just use it, but setting it up is one of the hardest parts. So
Facts, that's intense.
It's intense. And they got like almost like a $250,000 grant for this studio. So it was intense setup, but I learned a lot, and I really was a fan of the whole scene. Like we'd do everything from like write the scripts to find places to film it and then edit it and show it and put it on YouTube and everything. So it was definitely a good taste.
We have early Mr. Matt's productions on YouTube.
They're out there.
We might need to drop that
I'll
link
let you
in
do
the
some
description.
digging if you want it. But yeah, so I'm a media production major in SUNY Buffalo now.
Boom.
And been doing school. Recently, with Corona and stuff, I've been doing school from home. And since there hasn't been class to go to, so to speak, like I can do everything from home, I picked up this and 2 other jobs. So I got this for good experience, because as a film student without like a degree, I'd be bringing coffees to people.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'd
yeah.
hear something.
Yeah, it's the same thing in the music world. Yeah.
So it was such a good opportunity. And the way I met Scarlett was honestly just like,
yeah, that was
so
the next
absurd.
question that I had, like how this connection even came about.
So do you want me to go into it now?
yeah.
So honestly, I have like my girlfriend to thank for having Scarlett in my life. Honestly, like we were at dinner one night at like the Austining waterfront. Like it was just a nice day. It was like sunset and everything.
Oh, that one spot is like I don't know
Yeah,
the
it
name
was
of it, but it's like right on the
next
river.
to the Westerly.
I know what you're talking about.
But
It's
yeah,
dope
so
there.
we're having dinner. We like step away from dinner while we're waiting for our food to come in, and like we ordered and everything, and we went to take some pictures, and we're taking pictures or whatever, and Scarlett tells my girlfriend to like, she just like, move your head over a little bit, you know, just because like she saw, she was like, the picture will look better if your head's over a little bit.
Okay.
And so that happened, whatever. And I go back to eat, and my girlfriend's sister was there too. She goes with her sister to take more pictures. And then they start talking more to Scarlett, and she's like, oh, I'm a producer, blah, blah, blah. And my girlfriend's in her head like, oh, my boyfriend does that. And then comes back to dinner, and she's like, this lady that told me to move my head was like, she's a producer. We should go talk to her. That'd be really cool. Isn't that what you're doing? And at first I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to like bother her. You already like just talked to her. Do you want to go back again? She's like, yeah, I really should have mentioned that you were doing it when I was already talking to her. But I think we can talk to her. I was like, yeah, sure. Let's go back. And then we talked. I gave her my phone number and my email and just, I don't know, like a little intro. And that was in June.
Yeah.
It was like
June.
late June, and basically heard nothing for like a couple months, and then I remember like after dinner like talking to my girlfriend, like that was so cool, like I'm so surprised we even like stumbled into that lady, like she was this producer, that could be such a good opportunity. And like a couple weeks went by, nothing, no emails, and a couple months went by, and then one night I just get a call, and it's like who's this random number? Let's see. Hi, this is Scarlett. Do you want to come film this play for me? And I'm like, yeah. And my girlfriend's in the room like next door, and she's like, oh my god. And like it was just really cool. And like then like we've just been filming with Scarlett ever since, and it's been an amazing opportunity. I'm thankful for my girlfriend and Scarlett, and I'm happy to have you in my life, Scarlett. Thank you. It's crazy how the stars aligned.
They did. They totally aligned.
They aligned, and it's just we're here now. So
that's legendary.
It's
great.
a crazy story. Like you can't make that up.
You can't make that up.
It's just we're here now.
That's crazy.
So
we out here.
So yeah.
All right, cool. So Scarlett called you to bring you on board with the Ozical project, and I did want to get a little bit of a backstory on that, because I also know that you've been working on this for a very long time, but I did want to ask you how it even came about. And it's a unique idea that, like, I mean, I haven't actively looked, so I can't say this for sure, but I haven't seen anything like it in other places. So I did want to ask how it even came about in the first place.
Well, it came about when I did The Wizard of Oz at the Paramount. I loved doing the show. We had a great turnout.
What year was that?
Oh my goodness. I think 15.
Okay, 5 years
2015.
ago. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, because it was a while ago now. But it just really left an impression on me. And L. Frank Baum went to Military Academy here. So I really felt we needed to do more with that. And when I started the show, I couldn't get in the Paramount because they were changing managers. I went through, I think, 5 different directors since I've been here with the Paramount. And so I started a group of young performers called the Whiz Kids. And we did stuff all over the place. It was just really,
cool.
really, really fun. And actually,
that's when that started? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still do that now. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. And Grace Vanderwall, she was, one of my Whiz Kids. I'm taking a side trip here.
I don't know who that is.
She won America's Got Talent. She won $1 million when she was 12 years old.
Listen, I don't pay attention to anything. I learn things as people tell me them. So
Well,
I don't.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I just pick up along the way.
Facts.
But anyway, she was one. I don't know how I got into that, but she was one of the Whiz Kids.
Yeah, the Whiz Kids.
And so we did a lot of fun stuff. We did a lot of performances, and then I don't know. I just couldn't let go of the Yellow Brick Road and what it means to Peekskill, and I felt something really needed to be done with it. And I kept trying to do more things. I finally did the show at the Paramount, like we said, and then wanted to do a Ozfest. We did small ones. We did a couple things at the museum. And I just really got...
The museum?
The Peekskill Museum.
Like the one that's like down there?
Yeah, I think it's on Union.
The art museum?
No, just regular historical museum.
Is it a museum? Oh,
Yeah.
See, I don't pay attention to anything.
But
All
I
right,
think
cool.
that's okay. I think the military academy Baum's teacher, L. Frank Baum, he was the writer of The Wizard of Oz. He lived there, and so it's kind of cool. So there's a big connection with it. And then I just, the yellow bricks are here. They are in Peekskill. And so I'm going on with that and just couldn't let go of it. And then I just came up with the feeling like I wanted to build a new show, an original show from that. And I did get a supportive grant from Arts Westchester to get a start on it.
Shout out Arts Westchester.
Yeah,
like
we'll
I said
have to
last time, y'all
shout
got
out.
the craziest piano in there. There's actually 2 pianos. One of them is cool, but one of them. Facts. Anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, that got me started. It was going to be more of a dance-ical, a dance show that was based on The Wizard of Oz. But due to the pandemic, we totally had to change gears. And I went in, I had no idea what I'm doing. Matt remembers that. In the beginning, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't
Matt.
think any of us knew what we were doing when this pandemic started. So
Oh.
I'm not judging. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just, and plus doing an original show, I haven't done that many of them. And
Yeah, that's a whole different level.
Yeah, it really is.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, it's been quite a wonderful journey for me. It really is great because I'm learning along the way. You can never stop learning.
Big facts.
And it's based on The Wizard of Oz, but we started out with songs and monologues because I could only work with one person at a time. So that's how we started, not getting together too often, but often enough. And Matt has been at every rehearsal filming, which is fabulous. So
On
happy
time.
to have him on board.
Punctual, reliable,
Honestly,
good looking.
I've seen a lot.
Hire him.
Scarlett had me come in since the start, and she called me that night and she was like, "Can you come film?" I was like, "Sure, when you need." And she's like, "Tomorrow, we're gonna do the first thing," and I'll be there. And I came and I was like, "Okay, so what are we doing?" I got my camera and stuff, and she's like, "Well, I don't really have a script or anything. We're just gonna see." And at first I'm like, "Oh, we're not. You don't have anything in mind?" And then we just sort of started, and it's been so cool to see everybody progress and grow, and the play come together, and Scarlett's vision come together. It's been a lot of growth, really. What it's been, and it started from not much, and just really Scarlett's vision. And then Scarlett just found these people that are so talented and willing to work with, and it's come a long way for sure.
Okay. That's dope. Cool. Okay. So you just said you've been here the entire time, so you got to see the first day that you filmed. That was the first official recording session, practice session for the entire play, correct?
No,
you
no,
were
not
doing
the
stuff
entire. No, I
before.
just started with monologues and songs.
Okay.
I just had people come in, and I didn't even have a formal audition. I just brought them in, people that I knew or somebody I saw that I wanted in, or just different ways. I was just really open to what the universe had to bring.
How long were you doing this before Matt came on board?
Not too long. You were there in the beginning, weren't you?
I don't remember when it was.
Yeah.
I have the memory of a goldfish.
I heard this one little girl sing, and she was so good, and she was 16, and I really thought I think she was my beginning person that I was inspired with, and she was singing something about new direction, going in a new direction. That was Joanna, and I heard her sing that, so I brought her in and heard her sing, and we just played around with some improv work, and that's how it started.
Thanks. Joanna broke down that story in part 1. You should go check that out.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Super talented.
Facts.
And then it just kept developing. Each person would come in and would try out some songs and ideas, and basically finding out about home.
Okay.
Where's your home?
Cool. I like that. I asked that question because I wanted to ask you, as someone that's witnessed this entire process, how has it been? What's been fun about it, and what's been challenging about this entire journey?
Being a part of it from the whole process, really, you get a whole picture for it. It's not just you're there here and there when the whole cast is there. You see more an individuality of each performer, and also even Scarlett, because like
Facts.
it's not just like you're in a sea of people. It'll be like me filming and Scarlett telling like 2 other people like, okay, let's play around with this scene, and you see them progress, and it's been really cool because like there's been so much progress that's happened, and it's been really great. Like we started from not much, and for how far it's come, and the vision that Scarlett still has, and all the stuff that we haven't even got to. Like I know what's happening is good, and I'm happy to be on board.
Okay, dope.
For sure.
What about, in your opinion, what do you think were some of the fun parts and some of the challenging parts of the journey so far?
For me?
Yeah, obviously COVID for a challenge, but
Yeah, COVID has definitely been a challenge.
Quite the
Yeah.
challenge.
But that sort of formed the whole show because it was the beginning of it, and
fact.
how it started focusing more on home because Dorothy's journey was to find home, and different ways of finding home. You know, what is home? And so we've gotten into that a little deeper, and everything. The show is a metaphor for life. They're going to meet a lot of folks along the way from different plays and different characters. They might meet a rabbit or a witch or a lion or different characters along the way. Well, I do have 2 witches. I have a good witch and a bad witch. So
Spoiler alert.
yeah. So I think that's been the most fun for me, being creative with it and working with the cast, which I have an amazing cast. I just love them so much. And they've done amazing work, and we're creating it. They're putting in their input. I'm, fine-tuning it, kind of channeling it and helping it to go the direction that I see for my vision. And that's fun for me. I love creating, and I love working as a team. I love the teamwork.
Can I add
That's
something
cool.
real quick?
Sure.
Scarlett has been really good about not, like, she didn't start with a script. It's mostly come from like ideas and saying like, I want to go for something more like this rather than say these words. And that does so much for each
that's a fact.
each cast member.
Yeah,
because
that's such a fact.
when you're handed a script and it's like, you need to read these words, and then they read them and you're like, no, you're not reading them how I want you to read them. It's not coming from the performer.
Yeah.
So like
yeah.
Scarlett has been so good about just really providing the idea to the cast members and seeing how they grow the idea in their own way. And it's so much more genuine that way rather than, here's your words, say them how I want them.
That's a fact.
And so
That's a fact.
yes, it really is working like a team, and it's not Scarlett moving her pawns around the board, So
That's dope. Okay, cool.
Scarlett's been great
Yeah,
about that.
Thank you. That's how I love to work. I love it. I love empowering people to have their voices heard.
Yeah, I
and
think that's
whatever their
sorry,
voice is and the
continue.
diversity, I love it. I love it.
I feel like it's the best way to work. It's almost like the manager that's like telling their employees like, do this, and then like everyone hates their job versus like the manager that like allows people to like figure it out. That's what that made me think
Yeah.
of. But cool. You've been working on this show. It's been over a year, right?
No, not yet.
Not yet? How
No.
long has it been?
I figure it's going to take a year to be complete. My kind of deadline now, because of the COVID and everything, is spring and summer.
Spring and summer, okay.
Yeah, wherever we can, as soon as we can get it.
You started right before COVID, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it's been a year strong.
Yeah.
What?
I was just trying to remember if COVID had started already or not. It had to, because that's why I only did songs and monologues to start with, solo performances.
I started it was about like mid-August.
Yeah, actually,
Mid-August
that's when it was,
is when I was brought on board, but obviously Scarlett's vision was
Okay,
brewing.
so it's been 10 months or so strong. So
Yeah.
you've been working pretty hard at it. Where do you see it going in the near future?
Well, I want to complete it.
That's a good goal.
That
I
would
like
be
that.
helpful.
Okay.
That is the goal, to have a full show, singing, acting, and dancing. And who knows? It might be outdoors. I mean, we did do a music series out at Division Street. We did do part of the
for
show.
real?
Yeah, we did that. And then also, I'm just going to put a plug in too for the Rotary. We did fundraiser for that, which was really good. So we did a couple of numbers for that. So we've been kind of piecemealing it along. Final show, I hope spring or summer, full show. I'd love to be in a theater, which I have a theater in mind, but I can't even say what that is yet.
Yeah, we don't want
But
to
it's
put that out
huge.
there, yeah. Okay.
But, outdoors for sure. I think we can do something by summer.
Sweet.
It depends on the COVID, of course.
Yes.
We'll be doing
it's one of
virtual
those
things regardless.
Oh, for real?
Yes, thank you.
Oh, yeah, you were telling
Thank
me
you.
Well, I
about that
mean,
a
like
while ago.
videos and like where this is virtual.
Oh, I thought you
know?
meant like Zoom type things. If that
We're,
was
we're seeing the possibilities.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
we'll there's content gonna be coming out, whether it's ideally like Scarlett said, in person in a theater or outside if we have to.
Facts.
But things will be coming to eyes to see.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Dope. All right. Scarlett,
Okay, should I
you
read
have
this?
yes,
Okay,
you-
I brought something that one of the girls developed with me,
Okay.
and I just wanted to share it because when we're talking about home, we talk about not just the physical home, but there are ways of finding home and what is home for you, and that's been the focus moving forward, and it comes in many forms. And I thought it'd just be fun to share something that was written as part of the show.
Okay. Let's get it.
I gotta put my glasses on
I'm gonna add like clapping sound effects into the video and things like that.
Okay. When you think of home, what comes to mind? The building you sleep in? The place you celebrate your holidays? Home is so much more than that. Your house is a physical home, but what makes you truly happy? Is it a loved one? It is playing an instrument or painting a picture. Everyone has that one thing that they really love, and that one thing can be your home. Sometimes your home could be right in front of your eyes your whole life. And then I'm talking about Lindsay. She and I decided that we were going to go for the ocean because she loved the ocean. So I've got this in here because she helped me. Well, we wrote it together. The ocean has always been here for me, and I've concluded that the ocean makes me feel comforted. I'm always searching for this certain feeling, and at the ocean, I feel it. Happiness, safety, freedom. No matter how old you are or what your current situation is, have hope. Because if you haven't found home yet, you will. I thought Manhattan would be home for me, but it wasn't. You're not assigned to a home. You can choose, and this is the beauty of it. So
Facts.
choose what you feel in here, in your heart, not your head.
I felt that. That's major.
So yeah, almost every character has their own like personal monologue that is like important to them and to the story, and it's so much better than just having like here's your words, say your words.
Read this and all
It's,
that. Yeah,
it's
yeah,
their
yeah, yeah.
their own something that they brought pieces of it from their own life into their character's life. So it's meaningful. It's not just
That's different.
yeah.
That's cool. With all that being said, this has been episode 2 of Scarlett's Ozical Podcast with the director, Scarlett, and the video man, Mr. Matt. Stay tuned for more going on in the near future. Scarlett, do you have anything that you want to say to the people before we leave?
Just enjoy your home, and if you haven't found it, look in your heart. It's there, your passion. That's your home. That's your base. That's your safety ground. That's your love. And from there, you can reach out and serve and give to others.
You heard it here first. With that being said, we out. Pretend I dropped the mic because I'm not trying to drop these mics anymore. I've already dented one of them. But yeah. Woo!